Breaking news now out of Ottawa. International Development Minister Bev Oda has decided to retire at the end of this month. With more on this, I'm joined now by Daily Brief host David Akin. So David, what can you tell us about this?
Well, Bev Oda's been under fire for months, and actually some could say for years, for her spending habits. She's the one who expensed a $13 orange juice while she stayed at the Savoy Luxury Hotel in London, England at a conference, billed taxpayers for thousands of dollars in extra upgrades for a room there. She paid some of that money back, but she has decided to retire. 2 weeks ago, she is saying on her website right now, she told the Prime Minister that she is going to be done as of July 31st. A lot of people in Ottawa were speculating that even if she hadn't retired, that she was going to get canned. She has been in the press. Anytime you've heard of her in the press over the last couple of years, it has been for charging up limo rides at taxpayers' expenses. As I mentioned, the swanky hotels, and this doesn't set well with the Prime Minister. He doesn't want his cabinet members to be using taxpayers' expenses in those fashions. So she's decided to quit. Now that is going to spark a whole range of cabinet shuffle speculation, and that's important because we may see some new faces pop up to take her seat. One of the hot names that you're going to hear is probably a guy named Chris Alexander. He's the parliamentary secretary to the Foreign Affairs Minister right now. Chris Alexander has a riding right near Bev Oda's. Bev Oda's riding is just east of Toronto. Alexander's is right next to her. Look for that name. But Bev Oda is quitting. She told the PM 2 weeks ago. That is effective July 31st. We expect a cabinet shuffle sometime in early August.
And as you mentioned, David, there's been a lot of controversy swirling around Bev Oda. So at this point, was the sense that she either had to quit or she would be forced out?
I think she probably read the writing, read the tea leaves, as it were, because there had been these scandals. I mean, and then she's an effective policymaker, you could say. She had a job as a senior broadcasting executive before coming into politics. She's a smart person. She's got a good policy handle on things, but she's just not been the greatest communicator. Just before the last election, the 2011 election, she was actually a cabinet minister found in contempt of Parliament for lying to a parliamentary committee. And her defenders would say, well, it wasn't so much lying. She got asked about she got asked about changing the funding to a particular charity group, and she didn't seem to have her answers down pat. That turned into lying. You're not allowed to lie if you're a cabinet member. She was found in contempt. So she's been a bit of a liability from a communications standpoint. And then, as they say, her penchant for driving around in limousines, having room service send up $13 cups of orange juice on the taxpayer's tab, that was a bit much. And so I think she's taken a look at things, and perhaps the Prime Minister has said, Bev, you may want to think about something. Now, notably, I'm just starting this rumor out there, a Senate seat has just opened up in Ontario as well. An Ontario senator has just moved aside. Who knows? Maybe Bev Oda will get rewarded for her service. Long service, reasonable enough. She was first elected in 2004 to get an Ontario Senate seat. Notable, Bev Oda also was the first Japanese Canadian to ever sit in our House of Commons, and certainly she was the first Japanese Canadian to sit in cabinet as well.
All right, certainly to watch for, and as you mentioned, the rumor mill is going now as to what happens next with Bev Oda and who will take her spot. Thanks so much, David.
Thanks, Neha.
That is the host.